Some of the strongest people you know are fighting private battles you may never see. They still feel anger, rejection, disappointment, and fear when life becomes painful or uncertain. But they don't allow one difficult emotion to control everything they say or do next. Instead, they practice quiet habits that protect their peace and strengthen their emotional resilience. These habits rarely look impressive because inner strength is often built through ordinary private choices. You may already practice some of them without realizing how much you've emotionally grown. Others may reveal where you're still losing energy or giving away your personal power. The first habit begins in the quiet space between feeling something and choosing your response. Emotionally strong people pause before reacting, especially when something touches an old emotional wound. Their first feeling may be intense, but they know intensity doesn't always mean clarity. Anger can make hurtful words feel necessary, while fear can make avoidance feel protective. So they create space between the emotion they feel and the action they choose. Sometimes, that space is one slow breath before speaking, replying, or continuing an argument. Sometimes, they step away until their body no longer feels ready for a fight. They don't use silence to punish others or make someone feel anxious or guilty. They use silence to calm themselves and understand what the emotion is really saying. That pause helps them recognize whether they want resolution, reassurance, revenge, or simply rest. This small moment of awareness can prevent temporary emotions from creating permanent consequences. Emotional control doesn't mean hiding every feeling until it turns into quiet resentment. It means feeling the emotion without giving it complete control over your behavior. Their strength appears when they choose a thoughtful response instead of an impulsive reaction. Emotionally strong people stop explaining themselves to everyone who questions, judges, or misunderstands them. Many people over-explain because they hope the right words will finally earn someone else's approval. They defend every choice and repeat themselves to people who were never truly listening. But constant explanation can become another way of asking permission to live your life. Strong people understand that being misunderstood feels uncomfortable, but it isn't always an emergency. They explain themselves when honesty and understanding can genuinely improve an important relationship. They stop explaining when every conversation feels like their entire life is on trial. Some people don't need more information because they've already chosen what they want to believe. Trying to change every opinion drains energy you could use to improve your own life. Quiet confidence means understanding your reasons without needing everyone else to approve them. It also means accepting that healthy choices may disappoint people who preferred the old you. You're allowed to change direction without presenting everyone with a perfect explanation or defense. Peace often begins when you stop proving yourself to people determined to misunderstand you. Emotionally strong people protect their energy through quiet boundaries, not endless arguments or dramatic announcements. A boundary may mean answering later instead of being constantly available to everyone. It may mean declining an invitation because your body and mind genuinely need rest. Sometimes, it means ending a conversation when respect disappears, even while the other person continues. Strong people understand that saying yes from guilt eventually creates exhaustion and resentment. They notice which relationships repeatedly leave them anxious, depleted, confused, or disconnected from themselves. Then they adjust their time and availability without using distance as a form of punishment. Not every boundary needs a speech because consistent behavior often communicates much more clearly. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries may call your new limits selfish. Their discomfort doesn't automatically mean you've done something unkind, unfair, or wrong. Healthy boundaries create room for kindness without requiring you to abandon your emotional needs. They also prevent silent resentment by making your personal limits clear and consistent. Strength isn't tolerating everything. It's knowing what your peace can no longer afford. Emotionally strong people don't confuse strength with pretending that nothing ever hurts them. They know ignored emotions rarely disappear. They often return as tension, numbness, or anger. Instead, They become honest about what they feel, even when the emotion feels uncomfortable. They name sadness, jealousy, anger, disappointment, and fear without hiding behind vague excuses. Naming an emotion creates space between the feeling and the identity you attach to it. You can feel rejected without deciding that you're unworthy, unwanted, or impossible to love. You can feel afraid without allowing fear to make every important decision for you. Strong people ask what the feeling needs them to notice, protect, grieve, or change. They may journal, pray, rest, or speak honestly with someone they deeply trust. Processing pain privately doesn't mean isolating yourself or refusing support when you need it. It means honoring your emotions without turning every painful experience into a public performance. Their strength grows because they feel deeply while still choosing how to move forward. Emotionally strong people take responsibility without turning every mistake into evidence that they're worthless. They examine what happened, what they controlled, and what they could handle differently next time. This honesty prevents them from repeating patterns while blaming everyone else for painful results. But taking responsibility doesn't mean carrying shame for everything that went wrong. Sometimes another person caused real harm, and strong people don't excuse that behavior. They own their part without accepting responsibility for another adult's choices or emotions. When they're wrong, they apologize clearly instead of only defending their good intentions. When repair is possible, they change their behavior instead of repeating the same apology. They understand that guilt can guide correction, while shame says they're permanently broken. A mistake becomes useful when it teaches something that changes your next decision. After learning the lesson, they stop reopening the wound just to punish themselves again. Emotional maturity means making amends, growing wiser, and allowing yourself to move forward. Emotionally strong people build self-trust by keeping small promises made quietly to themselves. These promises rarely look impressive enough to earn praise or attention from other people. They may involve sleeping earlier, taking a walk, or finishing one uncomfortable task. Every completed promise teaches your mind that your own words can be trusted. Confidence isn't only what you think, it's also what your daily actions repeatedly prove. When you repeatedly abandon yourself, even simple personal goals can begin feeling impossible. Strong people don't wait for perfect motivation before honoring commitments that support their well-being. They also don't turn one missed day into permission to abandon the entire habit. They begin again because consistency includes returning after disappointment, exhaustion, and failure. They speak to themselves firmly but kindly, without using shame as their main motivation. Over time, these invisible choices create a stronger relationship with the person they're becoming. Emotional strength grows when you know you won't abandon yourself during difficult seasons. Emotionally strong people know that not every disagreement deserves their time, energy, or attention. They no longer treat every criticism as a challenge that must be defeated immediately. Some conversations create understanding, while others only create more frustration and defensiveness. Strong people recognize the difference before sacrificing their entire day to an argument. They speak when something important requires honesty, accountability, protection, or a clear boundary. But they step away when someone only wants conflict, control, or an emotional reaction. Walking away doesn't always mean surrendering, agreeing, or admitting the other person is right. Sometimes, it means refusing to pay for a pointless victory with your inner peace. They don't act calm to appear superior while secretly holding resentment inside. They release the need to win and stop replaying the conversation for hours. Choosing peace becomes powerful when it includes both physical distance and emotional release. Their silence says, "This no longer deserves access to the life I'm protecting." Real emotional strength is rarely loud, dramatic, or obvious to the people around you. It's built through pauses, boundaries, honesty, responsibility, self-trust, and the courage to protect peace. You don't need to master every habit today before you can become emotionally stronger. Choose one quiet practice, repeat it consistently, and notice how your relationship with yourself changes. Which of these 7 quiet habits are you still learning to practice in your life?